Check, please.
Welcome to Everything Money. If you have a financial planner and you have no clue what they're doing for you, this video might be interesting. I bring your questions about financial planning, the services they provide, and the fees they'll be charging us over many, many years, what it'll cost us and how it's done, to a couple guys that own and operate over $100 million in real estate, multiple businesses, and stocks. They will provide you and I with a mindset whether we should be using financial planners and what they're actually doing for us and the alternative. So if this intrigues you, stay tuned. I give you Paul and Mo, of course. Welcome, Paul.
Guys, Seth, thank you. Guys, follow us on Instagram, Everything Money Investing, and follow our personal accounts because it drives me nuts that people who aren't even close to as popular as me have the blue check mark, and I'm way more popular than them. F them, F you, Instagram.
That's frustrating.
Okay. Hidden costs of financial planners. The biggest hidden cost is their returns suck dick. Financial planners are literally the worst investors, the dumbest human beings, the most worthless human beings. There are children dying of cancer in this world, and financial planners still exist. I have friends who are financial planners, and the ones who admit they're salespeople, awesome. None of them. The ones who think they're financial experts, all of them. They suck. I hate them. It's the only reason. It's one of the reasons I want to stop being friends with them. Financial planners. I remember there was a person I knew who lived in my old neighborhood who was a wealth manager. She didn't understand how to calculate the return on investment of an investment. And her firm managed billions of dollars.
Billions.
Could not calculate return on investment. This person is an absolute moron. Financial planners are salespeople. They're there to peddle investments. Those hidden fees, the biggest hidden fee of financial planner is the shitty returns you're going to get. You're not going to beat the market. In fact, they tell you, if a financial planner tells you they're going to beat the market, run away. The best money managers are the ones who are terrible salespeople. But financial planners are there to sell investments, mostly mutual funds, that have 12B1 fees, sometimes loads in them, all these things that are absolutely terrible. I once had a financial planner friend of mine, aka insurance agent, buy GM stock right before the bankruptcy because the dividend was high that they couldn't afford because they were trying to attract investors. Like, well, the dividend's high. I'm like, sweet. You're stupid. Financial planners are an absolute waste of money. If you go to a financial planner, you will have less money in the future than if you just if you put the money in a low-cost ETF and found a channel like this to actually go there and feel good and warm and fuzzy when stocks are falling.
Those vibes are coming off in this video, Paul.
Very warm. Guys, when stocks fall, you're going to come to me going, oh my God, this guy is so positive. I'm like, yeah, this is great.
You're right.
Go look at talk about Instagram. There are pictures of me back in COVID crash, taking pictures of me kissing the screen when it was down 8%, 7% for the day. I was the happiest guy in the world. The TV was on in the office. We were watching stocks fall. I was excited. I was pleased. It was awesome. Why? I manage my own money. I don't have career risk. Financial planners have career risk. If they trail, their job is to just stay as close to the market as possible. You have a couple good years, great. You can ride that out for a while. But they're an absolute waste of money. There's the mutual funds they peddle, which are BS. They have all the marketing fees. They have the cost to operate the mutual funds, and they're going to charge you a management fee on top of that. It's an absolute sham. Absolute sham. But how do they get away with it? Let's go to retirement calculator and I'll show you. If I told you, actually, I'll just do the math right here. I'll just show it to you right here. If I told you have $100,000 at the age of 35 and you save $15,000 a year and you make 10% a year, and you increase this $15,000 by 3% a year, at the age of 65, you'd have $5.5 million. Now, I'm going to show you that in a retirement calculator. Now, the reason I like a retirement calculator is it does more than just tell you what we're going to have at retirement. So, age 35, you're going to retire at 65, current savings is $100,000, saving $15,000 a year, increasing by 3%, getting 10% a year, and then returns during retirement doesn't matter. Let's say you die at 65, don't worry about that. The bottom line is what we care about is how much money you're going to have at the end of the day. You're going to have, generate this, scroll to the bottom, $5.5 million right here.
So a total investment of
$100,000 plus $15,000 a year, increasing by 3% a year.
Okay.
Now, let's go through those fees. Average mutual fund, 0.75% a year. So your 10% goes down to 0.7, goes to 9.25. Then you have your financial planner's fees. Let's say it's another 0.75 a year. That 9.25 becomes 8.5. Then they suck at investing. So let's say they trail the market by a measly 1% a year. They tend to do worse. Your 8.5 becomes 7.5. 7.5% per year instead of 10% by buying a low-cost ETF that follows the market. Your $5.5 million is now $3.2 million. Your financial planner just cost you over $2 million. And guess what? You're going to thank him to death. Why? Because you're like, oh, I gave him 100 grand once and 15 grand a year for 30 years. They gave me 3.25 back. Look what a genius they are. It's terrible.
I think they're going to sit you down and say, if we do this and do that, you're going to have $3.5 million. Isn't that incredible?
And that is a good financial planner. A financial planner is good if they say, what are your goals? We're going to do this to get to your goals. And no matter what the market does, we're still on path for your goals. That is their job.
But meanwhile, behind the scenes, they're...
But what happens, but fortunately what ends up happening is they go, look, the market's up. I told you. Look at this. No, a good financial planner would say that is not our goal. Our goal is to hit a plan for the future. Our goal is to make you 6% a year to get you to your plan for the future. If the market is 30%, we did 6. The market goes down 3, we did 6. That is our goal. As long as we're on the plan to hit the goal you want to. But what ends up happening is people get cocky. These financial planners with their suits and their pinstripes going, driving their Mercedes.
And their Dracar Noir.
Yeah, Dracar Noir. That's what ends up happening. Listen, I'm sure a lot of these people are good people. They don't know how stupid they are.
I think they're I would assume they have positive intent, Paul. They go...
Yeah, their positive intent is to make money.
Yeah, I have friends that go get maybe a economics degree from a prestigious school. They have beautiful outfits.
I don't know a single... please.
And then someone approached me because I'm just a lonely photographer, and someone said, hey, why don't I manage your, it's just 1%. And then you're like, wow, that doesn't sound half bad. 1%?
Yeah, not bad.
Let's do it. Go ahead,
and then they suck in the market. Then the fees that are attached to the mutual funds, they end up buying for you. At the end of the day, you're losing 2.5%, 25% of your return. I mean, if you're that rich where you can sacrifice $2 million of your retirement, more power to you. I got plenty of money. If somebody's going to sacrifice $2 million of my money, I'd be like, go f yourself.
Say I'm stone cold. I don't know any of this. I can get rid of my financial planner tomorrow and then take my money and do what with it?
Buy low-cost ETFs that follow the market. Buy every single month, month in, month out, and never look at it until you retire. SPY or VOO.
Go and buy those 2 things and you will be Gucci.
Mo, do you
or something similar to them?
Do you talk to normal people who are in this situation?
Yeah, I do. And I say to them the same thing. I say, guys, go and buy these. Listen, I had a financial... So when I was in medical school, I was not in the position to manage my money. So I was like, okay, while I'm gone, I'm going to go... I sound like I went to prison. While I'm gone, I'm going to give somebody my money to manage. And they were going in the craziest stuff. They were going and buying into the squares. And they're like, Amazon is looking pretty cheap right now. I'm like, Amazon's looking cheap right now. What are you guys doing?
No way you just said that.
They have to, because if I see that they're not in Amazon and this person is in Amazon, I'm going to say, oh, maybe I want to go move my money to this person because they're crushing the market.
Why is my friend up 20%? I'm only up 13%. It becomes the FOMO.
I've been holding this in the whole episode because I guess I didn't want to bring it up, but it's funny you mentioned those 2. My mother, who retired 2 years ago, her financial advisor last year in COVID, on a hunch, put her into Amazon and Square. And of course, Amazon worked out. So now...
Square.
Square's worked out. They're going to work out. But the problem is what if I'm in that stock at the time when it doesn't work out?
That's what's going to happen. You're going to end up selling. Just like Amazon. Everybody remember, in 2000, went from $113 down to $6. If you think for 1 second your financial planner would have said, no, we need to buy more of it, or you would have said that, you're absolutely delusional. You're dumber than your financial planner.
Yeah. So one stock that I was in with them was Budweiser at the time. And Budweiser, it was as high as it can possibly get. And the stock got cut in half when I was with them, but it was Budweiser.
By the way, we're going to buy stocks that go down.
100%.
But if we understand that buying a stock that's going down can be a good thing, that's a totally different situation than when you only buy hoping it goes up. When it goes down, how do you explain it?
And also looking at Budweiser back in that time, I was like, what are we buying?
I'd love to do something. Right, Get me a financial planner who's an actual financial planner. Come over here on the show, and I will ask you financial questions. Problem is, they're going to prep themselves. I will ask you financial questions about companies, and you tell me, even retirement. I remember once I met with a financial planner. He said, yeah, we can do this, this, and this. It was about basically self-insuring my real estate. I go, okay, so I can save $500,000 a year in a retirement account. He goes, yeah. I'm like, okay, so in 40 years, I'll have like $500 million. He's like, no. I'm like, yeah. He goes, no. I was like, yeah. And I did the math for him. Like, he's like, there's no way that's right. I'm like, you're a financial guy. You don't understand how $500,000 a year for 40 years can grow into hundreds of millions of dollars. He didn't understand that concept.
Uh-oh.
This is a financial guy. One of the biggest morons, by the way, Oswald Insurance in Cleveland, Ohio. Big scam artists, big losers, complete shysters. Go email them, tell them what losers they are. But this guy had no clue how $500,000 a year for 40 years can grow into hundreds of millions of dollars. This is a financial guy, a guy who's in charge of helping people with tens of millions of dollars in real estate save for the future. Save money for the future. This is their job, but it's not their job. What's their actual job?
It's to sell. It's to sell and to make you feel really good and talk you off a ledge when markets fall apart. That's really what their job is. You can have a conversation with them and it makes you feel better inside.
If you don't want to trust us, I implore you to email your financial advisor and look at your statement. Maybe they have you in one of these stocks you don't know why you're in,
or a really high cost mutual fund.
And maybe, or I was going to say, Paul, is like, ask them about what a PE of one of these stocks might be and see what they say. I guess they're going to look it up, Paul. You have to call them on the phone and say, listen, I know, why am I in this company?
The story is great. It's a growing company. And they're going to say all the right things. Oh, it's a growing company. They have so much potential, disruptive. How do you argue that?
You can't.
You can't argue that. Well, yeah, it's a growing company. Can I overpay for a growing company? What they say when they say it's a growing company is you can pay whatever price it is as long as it's growing. That makes zero sense. By the way, let me show you guys real quick. I know the math to this. This is how smart I am. 10% a year for 40 years at $500,000 a year is 200. That did the wrong number. 1.1 to the power of 40 minus 1 divided by 0.1 times 500,000 a year. $222 million. And the guy was like, no, that's not right. I'm like, yeah, it is. He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's $200 million. He goes, no way. I'm like, okay, sounds good. That's a financial guy. A guy who's out there to be the smart financial, to guide people the right way and say, we're going to help you make a lot of money. He didn't know how to do the math on, he didn't know how to, by the way, you don't even need to do the math. Do it on a calculator that does it for you. But he didn't even know the power of compound interest.
In the end, folks, I've said this before, is
God, I hate financial planners so much.
You wake up every morning. Some of you drive an hour to work. You're missing out on your family, your kids, all to make this money and hand it to a guy or gal you hardly know. And that did not sit well with me, Paul. And if it's not sitting well with you, listen to more of our videos. You'll get brash Paul. You'll get fun Paul.
I can't stand financial plan. I can't stand salespeople. I can't stand insurance salesmen. I can't stand financial planners. I can't stand stockbrokers. I can't stand wealth managers. I can't stand real estate brokers. I can't stand real estate realtors. I just can't stand them all because they don't know what they're talking about and they're paid and it makes them feel like they can.
You can stand puppies, though.
Oh, I love puppies.
That's what really warms our heart.
Love puppies.
That is our take. If you don't trust us, call your financial planner and see what he's up to, or she.
Tell your financial planner to call me.
Oh my God! Don't do that.
We should just call. You know what we should do? Yes, I was about to say we should randomly call a financial planner and be like, "Hey, I saw your name. I just wanted to talk to you about we should like record it and then bleep their face out. Like, is that legal?
No, you know what we should do? We should just set up meetings with them and then
That's
go
what
meet
I mean.
them at a restaurant and record. And,
That's what I mean. But then we just bleep out their name and their image. That way we can just show how stupid they are. And you know what they're going to say? You don't have the right financial planner. No,
we can go
all
meet
financial
him,
planners
meet him
suck.
at Bob Evans.
What was that?
Go meet him at Bob Evans.
Oh, they'll be like, let's go to some nice restaurant so I can wine and dine you. I remember.
Let's go to the Pier Double.
I love when people like offer me like ticket stuff. I'm like, don't offer me tickets. Just give me less fees. I don't care about sitting courtside at the Cavs. Charge me less fees. That's what I want.
Join the community.
Oh, I
you
hate
can have
these
more
people.
discussions like this.
Why do you bring up these topics?
We will guide you through this.
Why do you bring up these topics?
Well, I mean, it's a pertinent thing. I mean, I think
it is, but it aggravates me. I get mad and I want to start killing people.
Imagine what prior to YouTube. I mean, what did people do? They just trusted these people.
Oh, these idiots, these morons.
That's a take.
I remember I once had an insurance salesman use the word depreciation when it came to, he's a local guy, absolute moron. He was he sold insurance on mortgages. And then when the housing crash happened, he spent too much money. And then he claimed it was the economy that killed him. And he pawned off a $13,000 Breitling to me for $3,000 because he was afraid he couldn't put money on his, put food on his family's table. Do I enjoy telling that story? Absolutely. Why? Because he blamed other people for his mistakes. He made $200,000 one year. He bought a $500,000 house, a $100,000 boat, and $200,000 cars. Then he said it was the economy that killed him. No, it was you spent literally $1 million in 1 year off of making $200,000. Yeah, that's why I hate financial planning. That guy, by the way, right now is a wealth manager. He went from selling insurance to selling insurance on mortgages to wealth management.
Oh boy.
Guy can't even manage his own money. He's a wealth manager now. Love it. Fucking hate these people.
Hey guys, Seth here jumping in real quick. We'll get right back to the video, but I want to let you know you can join our software. You can get access to this financial data and the new Everything Money chat right in your phone. Paul will tell you how to get it right now.
So guys, we created the software because our users wanted to be able to analyze their own stocks without having to wait for us. So we put hundreds of thousands of dollars, made the software. You get 30 years of financial data. You get access to Seth, Mo, and I. You get the 8-pillar analysis, the stock analyzer tool, the retirement calculator, and you get everything on this main page that is coming soon. This is all included. And if you look right here, these are all the things you get. You get everything on a mobile phone. Everything we're talking about here is ready, available on your mobile app. One app for everything. But most importantly, guys, you get our Discord, our community of, now it's off of Discord. It's right in our app. You get a community of over 6,000 people you can talk to every single day about your investment ideas. If you're like them, you felt alone having these ideas about investing that weren't reciprocated by others, but now you found the community here. And this is all available for only $1 per day. Less than a cup of coffee. If this can make you 1 or 2% or save you 1 or 2% of losses every year, it will lead to hundreds of thousands, if not millions. $1 per day, 2 ways to sign up. everythingmoney.com or Patreon. The benefit of everythingmoney.com is we're not large enough yet to charge sales tax, so you won't be charged sales tax quite yet. And look at this, guys. You get all of this. Our competitors are a lot more money and don't provide as much. $1 per day. Go sign up now.
So we're cutting in a special for breaking. This is breaking news. Paul, you just got to tell me about this.
I literally just got an email, a sales pitch email from a financial guy, a wealth manager.
I'm dying to see this.
Paul, we have a couple of opportunities I think are a fit for Crossroads Group. Okay,
Great.
So he's writing me saying, this is a fit for you. So presumably he knows us, he knows our criteria, etc. Next line. Is it possible for us to connect so I can get to know Crossroads and your investment criteria a bit better before sending anything over? Wait a second. You said to me, we have a couple opportunities I think are a fit. If you know it's a fit for me, you don't need to hear anything about my investment criteria.
Ain't nobody
You
got
have time
for
next
that.
week. This is sales, guys. This is sales. It's exactly my point. To which I wrote back, no. I should have written back, if you know my investment criteria, then why do you need to get on a phone call with me? This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's just sales. I can't stand it when people say, hey, I have something that's going to be interest to you. Oh yeah, what's that? Well, what are you looking for? How do you know if it's of interest to me and then ask me what I'm looking for? This is financial planning. I hate financial planners so much. I hope all my friends who are financial planners write me an email and saying, you're an a-hole. I'm never talking to you ever again.
All of them?
Well, not all of them. I have no friends. As of the end of this video, I have 0 friends.
Hello, Paul.
Okay, we're done.
See you next video, guys.